Ang mga sinungaling po yan, ay itong ginagamit nilang pamamaraan para pag watak-watakin yung mga Filipino. Winardingan na tayo ng ating armed forces, ng DND, ng National Security Council. Huwag maniniwala sa mga propaganda po ng China. Malamang ito na naman po yung panibago at dinadamay na po yung administration. Last year daw. Kasi may investigation ngayon na sinisimulan yung Congress sa alleged secret deal na pinasok po ni Mao Diggs with Xi Jinping. O ngayon, possibly gustong idama yung present administration. Hindi lang niya yung past, pati yung ngayon. May suggestion mga kababayan si Coco Pimentel sa continued harassment, water cannon attack ng mga Chinese sa atin. Sabi po ni Pimentel, palakasan na lang niya ng water cannon. Pag binomba tayo ng water cannon, bombahin din natin ng water cannon, mas malakas, anya. Para po yung baril-barilan ng tubig. Ayan palakasan ng water cannon, Pimentel wants Coast Guard, tit for tat with China. Yan na niya, Mr. Maravillas, yung masasabi mo sa ganyang suggestion. Matagal na to na pinapropose ng mga ilang senador kasama si Senator Butas, Bato. Ganon din yung suggestion ni Senator Bato. Bomba ng tubig. Hindi po ganyan yung naisip ng ating magaling na Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Pero siyempre, yung mga strategy kung paano ito i-resolve na problema, top secret po siya. Makikita na lang po ninyo sa mga susunod na mga araw yung mga actions na gagawin po ng Allied Forces. Kaya wag tayong masyadong emotional. Sabi nga po ni Commodore J. Tariela, we are ordered, Anya, not to be provoked by China's aggressive actions in the West Philippine Sea. May iba pong plano na nasa isip po yung ating administrasyon. Kaya kalma lang po tayo kasi seryoso po ito. Yung ating Defense Secretary at mga Defense Secretaries po ng Japan, Amerika at saka Australia, nag-usap-usap naman po. Kahapon yata ito para ilatag po yung mga counter actions. Ito, Philippine-US Defense Chief meet in Hawaii. Kasama po dito yung Defense Chief ng Australia at saka ng Japan. Ayan po siya. Secretary of Defense Austin gives big update after Hawaii talks with allies. Ayan po siya mga kababayan. Sabi diyan, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin briefs the media following multilateral talks in Hawaii with counterparts from Australia, Japan, and the Philippines. Secretary Austin delivered a significant update after engaging in crucial discussions with key allies in Hawaii. Mamaya iparinig ko sa inyo yung porsyon ng press conference mga kababayan na ipinatawag po after ng kanilang pag-uusap. So I think yung pag-uusap nila may kinalaman po mga kababayan kung paano ma-counter yung aggression na ginagawa sa atin dito sa Indo-Pacific region ng China. Ito nga po, new US Indo-Pacific Command Chief vows to help armed forces in countering China's claims in the West Philippine Sea. I think hindi man po sa pamamagitan ng bombahan ng water cannon. Yung kanilang countermeasures na gagawin laban po sa aggression, bullying ng China sa atin. Kasi kung bombahan po ng water cannon, magkakainitan lang. Ano ba? Magkakainitan lang po lalo. Kumbaga magkainitan na, kailangang checkmate po yung kalaban, hindi sa pamamagitan lang ng bombahan ng water cannon. Pero ibigay ko pa rin sa inyo mga kababayan itong pampainit ng ulo. Iyon ang inabot na mga kababa. Wala man kasing experience sa military operation, military strategy si Coco Pimentel. Sa politika lang siya dito mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. So sabi niya dito, gamitan na rin anya natin ng water cannon to defend Philippine ships from attacks by the Chinese Coast Guard. Ito'y kasunod mga kababayan ng another cannon attack ng Chinese Coast Guard sa atin. The water attack damaged the ships during its resupply mission sa Panatag Shoal. So sabi po ni tanong ni Pimentel, mayroon din ba niya tayong water cannons? Dapat mayroon din. Because we should be able to water cannon too those who believe are violating our laws and sovereign rights up to our exclusive economic zone. Sabi po ni Pimentel, dapat niya ang PCG vessels niya equipped din ng water cannons to blast away intruders in the Philippine sovereign waters. Standard equipment dapat yan sa Coast Guard because that's how Coast Guards drive away intruders in those violating laws. Matagal na to na suggestions mga kababayan ng ilang mga kababayan nating piko na rin po sa ginagawa ng China sa atin. Pero sabi po mga kababayan ni Tariela, Commodore Tariela, kami niya ay under order not to be provoked nitong mga actions ng China. Ayan po yung sabi ni Tariela. He said Coast Guard personnel have a chain of command to follow. We respect the guidance of our President. The guidance of the President is that we should not be provoked. We should not be the reason of intensifying the escalation for China to justify, once again, bring the next level of aggression kung ano man ang plano nilang gawin. Pabugbog muna po tayo. Ang sabi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa pag-uusap nila ni President Joe Biden, clarifying kung kailan sila mag-invoke po ng Mutual Defense Treaty o paano matitrigger yung Mutual Defense Treaty with America. Yan po, pag may namatay pong personnel, nilinaw ko niya yon. Kaya maingat din po yung China. Ibig sabihin po, yung China, takot din po na matrigger ang Mutual Defense Treaty. Kaya hanggang bombaan lang po ng water cannon sila. And we have to trust the wisdom ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Siguradong may mga usapan po sila with our allied leaders kung paano po i-counter ang aggression ng China. Kung ano yung pamamaraan, just wait po. So sabi ni Tariela po, ang Coast Guard personnel natin share the level of emotion the public is experiencing. Kasi po, gigil na po yung publiko. Bakit niya? Lagi na lang tayong binubuli, binubomba ng water cannon, ba't hindi tayo gumaganti? Gano'n na rin po. Gigil na rin po yung ating armed forces. Gigil na rin po yung ating Coast Guard, yung ating Navy. Kailang hindi pwede silang gumalaw without the order from the President. So sabi po ni Tariela, but we do not do otherwise because we have to comply and we know for a fact we trust our Commander-in-Chief, the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, of course the National Security Advisor, but we have to maintain professionalism in dealing with this kind of bullying of the Chinese Coast Guard. Paliwanag po ni Tariela. The PCG official said it is unfair to describe the Coast Guard personnel as cowards, noting we are just doing our patriotic duty. Hindi niya kami mga duwag. Hindi sila tulad nung nag-iisog-isugan. Di ba? Handa sila sa laban na i-defend ang ating territory. Ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo nga po, naintindihan niya ng ating mga Navy and Coast Guard personnel. So the Coast Guard vessels blasted water cannon, yung Chinese Coast Guard, against the PCG, BRP Bagakay, and Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, BRP Dato Bangkao, last April 30, causing over 2 million pesos in damages. Pigil na rin po yung ating Philippine Coast Guard na rumisbak. Pero professional sila po. Wag daanin sa emosyon. Huwag daanin sa init ng ulo. Gagalaw sila kung may order sa kanila to attack. Aatake yan, mga kababayan, sa tamang panahon. Hintay-hintay lang po tayo. Sa tamang panahon, sa tamang pamamaraan, mga kababayan. Laging nag-uusap na yung ating mga defense officials. Ayan po. Ayan o. New US Indo-PACOM Chief, Indo-Pacific Command siya, vows to help armed forces in countering China's claims in the West Philippine Sea. Di ba niya, Mr. Maravillas, yung latest ngayon, may panibago na naman na sinasabi yung China? May bago na naman pong false claim. Breaking po. Sabi diyan, 9 minutes pa lang ago, the Chinese Embassy in Manila claims that the Philippine military, the Department of National Defense, and the National Security Council had entered early this year into an agreement with China with regards to the South China Sea. The embassy says that the agreement was between China and the Philippines through the Armed Forces Western Command that was supposedly approved by key Philippine government officials, including of DND and NAC. Kung ano na lang po yung pinagdadaldal, hindi ka niya naniniwala, Mr. Maravilla, sa sinasabi ng China. Ang mga sinungaling po yan, itong ginagamit nilang pamamaraan para watak-watakin yung mga Filipino. Winardingan na tayo ng ating armed forces, ng DND, ng National Security Council. Huwag maniniwala sa mga propaganda po ng China. Malamang ito na naman po yung panibago at dinadamay na po yung administration. Last year daw. Kasi may investigation ngayon na sinisimulan yung Congress sa alleged secret deal na pinasok po ni Mao Diggs with Xi Jinping. O ngayon, possibly gustong idama yung present administration. Hindi lang niya yung past, pati yung ngayon. May secret agreement na niya. Huwag tayong pauuto po sa kanila. Malinaw po yung sinabi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Kung mayroon man niya yung mga past administration na pinasok na kasunduan, I rescinded it niya. Ngayon mismo, pagkatapos, i-claim nila na last year lang niya mayroon. Huwag kami mga Chinese. O ngayon, sa meeting mga kababayan na ginawa doon sa Hawaii, yung bagong US Indo-Pacific Command Chief vows to help the armed forces in countering China's claim dito po sa West Philippine Sea. Iyan po siya mga kababayan. Si Admiral Samuel Paparo, yung bagong commander-in-chief, commander ng United States Military Indo-Pacific Command, made a commitment to sustain the robust military cooperation sa ating armed forces amid China's increasing aggressive behavior dito po sa WPS. So sabi niya, our world faces a complex problem niya set in the troubling actions of the People's Republic of China and its rapid build-up of forces. We must be ready to answer the PRC's increasingly intrusive and expansionist claims dito sa Indo-Pacific region. Sabi po ni Paparo. So sabi niya, the command, together with partners, is positioned to deny and defend against attempts to break the peace accorded by the international rules-based order. Ganon din yung message mga kababayan ni Secretary Austin sa meeting nila with Secretary Gibo Chodoro, tapos yung Defense Secretary ng Australia, saka yung Japan. At tinawag pa niyang irresponsible yung ginawa ng China dito po sa West Philippine Sea, yung latest pong water cannon attack. Yan po, Austin blasts China's WPS actions as irresponsible. So sabi niya, the kind of behavior we've been seen where Filipino crews are put in danger, sailors have been injured, and property damage, that's irresponsible behavior, and that disregards international law. Australian Defense Minister Richard Marles, for his part, said, today the meetings that we have held represent a very significant message to the region and to the world about 4 democracies which are committed to the global rules-based order. Austin hosted the defense chiefs at the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command sa Camp H.M. Smith sa Hawaii. So slowly but surely mga kababayan, yung mga plans and actions po being put in place ng mga defense officials to counter the actions, aggressive actions po ng China. Kaya hintay-hintay lang po tayo. So ito po mga kababayan, pakinggan natin yung porsyon ng kanyang speech, opening speech ni Austin po.
Earlier today, I had the chance to meet with Deputy Prime Minister Marles and Minister Kihara. We discussed how we can deepen our trilateral cooperation to strengthen stability and security throughout the Indo-Pacific. And together with Secretary Teodoro, we held an historic meeting to further deepen the defense relationships among our 4 countries. Just last year in Singapore, the defense ministers from Australia, Japan, the Philippines, and the United States met together for the first time. Today's meeting, the second of its kind, built on that momentum, and it helped advance a vision that our 4 democracies share for a free and open Indo-Pacific. I'm proud of all that the United States has achieved, each of your countries, gentlemen, since President Biden took office. And I'm proud that all that we've achieved together. Just last month, our 4 militaries conducted a maritime cooperative activity in the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. This was the second multilateral cooperative activity of its kind in the last 12 months alone. Activities like this don't just strengthen our interoperability, they also build bonds among our forces. The best commitment to international law in the South China Sea. Now, we also talked about the security landscape across the Indo-Pacific and discussed new initiatives to make the region more stable and secure. We're looking to conduct more maritime exercises and activities among our 4 countries. We also want to pursue coordinated security assistance to the Philippines. That will boost interoperability and help the Philippines achieve its defense modernization goals. So it's been a highly productive day. We've gathered here because we share a vision for peace, stability, and deterrence in the Indo-Pacific. We've chartered an ambitious course to advance that vision together. And that's why today's meetings were so important. So, Ministers, thanks again for joining me here in Honolulu. And Richard, over to you.
Well, thank you. We meet at a time when the
Si Marles yan ng Australia po.
Is under intense pressure. We see that in Ukraine with the appalling invasion by Russia of that country, but we see the global rules-based order under pressure in the Indo-Pacific as well. A challenge to the global rules-based order in Ukraine is a challenge to the global rules-based order in the East China Sea, in the South China Sea, in the West Philippine Sea. And our 4 countries are utterly committed to asserting freedom of navigation, to asserting the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, to asserting the global rules-based order around the oceans of the world, including in the West Philippine Sea. Our alliance with the United States has been the cornerstone of Australia's national security since World War II. And today, the security relationship that we have with both Japan and with the Philippines has never been closer. But as close as our respective bilateral relationships are, there is a power and a significance in our 4 countries acting together. Today, the meetings that we have held represent a very significant message to the region and to the world about 4 democracies which are committed to the global rules-based order. In our discussions today, we've spoken about an increased tempo of defence exercises based on the reciprocal access agreements, the status of forces agreements that we have between our countries or which are being negotiated. We have been very pleased to sign the research, development, testing and evaluation arrangement with Japan and with the United States, and this arrangement will see much greater collaboration between our countries in relation to defence science and technology. And we've also discussed ways in which our countries can coordinate more in terms of our activities in the Philippines, which is very important as well. As I said, we are four people who have a very close personal relationship, which reflects the significance of the relationship between our countries and the determination and commitment that we have as four countries to upholding the global rules-based order within our region. And Australia has been very pleased to be able to participate in today's meetings. Finally, can I just say, the United States Indo-Pacific Command is profoundly important to the national security of Australia, but also the countries of the region. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Admiral Chris Aquilino for his service in this command during his tenure of office. He is a dear...
So makikita po ninyo yung mga galawan ng mga defense officials nitong ating mga allied countries, America, Japan, Australia. Pakinggan naman natin yung Defense Secretary po ng Japan. Ayan po siya.
Second meeting of the Japan, U.S., Australia, Japan, and Philippine Defense Ministers meeting. And furthermore, to be able to hold the first joint press conference on the four nations. We stand by together with all the nations who share a common vision of the free and open Indo-Pacific, which is the foundation of the peaceful and stable Indo-Pacific region. Japan considers it is the most important to maintain and bolster free and open international order based on the rule of law. I explained East China Sea situation in the meeting, as well as also issues around South China Sea is the valid interest matters of the international society, including the four nations, which is directly related to the peace and stability of the region. We stand united to strongly oppose any attempt to unilaterally change the status quo of the South China Sea by force or any activity to heighten the tension in the region. Last month, we had a joint exercise with U.S., Australia, Philippines, and Japan in the South China Sea. And this was the first joint maritime cooperative activities, MCA, by the four nations to strengthen the regional cooperation to realize free and open Indo-Pacific. And at that opportunity, the four ministers who are present today issued a joint statement, demonstrated that the solidarity of our four nations to the international society. We would like to continue to pursue the further opportunities of cooperations. Last month, we had a joint exercise with U.S., Australia, Philippines, and Japan under negotiation to reach RAA, Reciprocal Access Agreement with the Philippines. The early settlement of this negotiation will further activate and vitalize the bilateral joint exercise and training on the Philippines and Japan military units and expected to contribute to the reinforcement of the cooperation among the four nations. Japan is determined to further strengthen the cooperation of the four nations and will make all possible efforts to secure peace and stability of the Indo-Pacific region. Thank you.
Ayan po yung mensahe ng Japanese Defense Minister. O ngayon, pakinggan naman po natin yung opening statement ni Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro. Yan yung ating matalino, napakagaling na Defense Secretary.
Thank you very much, Secretary Austin, Deputy Prime Minister Mars, Minister Kiara. Thank you once again to Secretary Austin for hosting this historic meeting today. It comes after the trilateral meeting between our heads of state in Washington, D.C., and in our case, the visits bilaterally of President Ferdinand Marcos to Australia, Japan, and the United States. The underlying principle of this meeting is a shared respect for a rules-based international order and the upholding of international law. And it is safe to say that four countries four independent countries voicing the same message means an important thing in the face of a unilateral declaration by a single theater actor. And this is what perhaps the symbolic suggestion of four defense ministry and department heads are here today. And in this spirit of upholding a rules-based international order, a free and open Indo-Pacific, and upholding international law, we meet here once again today in the latest iteration of our four countries multilateral cooperation. We are gratified to see that the Philippines' role as at the forefront of severe challenges to its territorial rights, challenging the accepted norms of international law are accepted by like-minded nations. We welcome their partnership and in cooperation, integrity and sovereignty, but to uphold, once again, let me reiterate, principles of international law which guide the global order in the proper way that nations should live amongst each other. On a more concrete note, this latest iteration will give birth to further cooperation and coordination and interoperability between four of our countries, which the four of us have committed to work closer together in order to have more synergies and partnerships, in order to make this alliance that we have stronger and more sustainable in the long run. Also, we look forward to concluding a reciprocal access agreement between Japan and the Philippines so that our interoperability quadrilaterally can be in a more complete manner, can be enforced in a more complete manner. Lastly, we thank Admiral Aquilino of Indo-PACOM for his service to the region, and we welcome working with Admiral Sam Paparo. Once again, thank you, Secretary Austin, for hosting us, and we look forward to more fruitful outcomes in the future as we work closer together, not only in terms of our departments, but in true people-to-people understandings and exchanges. Thank you.
So yun po yung mga opening statements nila ng apat na mga defense secretary, Amerika, Japan, Australia, at ng Pilipinas. Si Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro. So makikita ninyo, seryoso yung mga ginagawa na mga plans and actions to counter the aggressive behavior ng China dito po sa Indo-Pacific region, lalo na dito po sa ating West Philippine Sea. So malamang, hindi natin gagayahin yung strategy ng China na pag binomba tayo ng water cannon, bobombahin din natin ng water cannon. Hindi ganon. And we are optimistic na mariresolve po ito sa mapayapang pamamaraan, mga kababayan. Because wala tayong agenda na i-escalate po yung problema dito sa West Philippine Sea, tulad ng sinasabi po ng mga propagandista ng China dito sa atin, na gusto nating pumasok sa isang proxy war. Tayo isang phone lang dito, ginagamit ng Amerika. Hindi ganon, mga kababayan. Kaya sabi po ni Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo sa kanyang speech delivered for him by DFA Assistant Secretary Marshal Luis Alferez, there are some that want to project the WPS as a matter between great powers, and the Philippines is just one of the pawns in this game. Manalo denied this notion. Walang ganun po. He said making such a pronouncement is only a simplistic way of explaining a complex issue, which he said is designed to manipulate people into being disengaged. According to DFA chief, the Philippines is not a bystander in this situation, as it needs to act to protect our interest, and we need to act as cohesively as possible by rejecting counter-narratives that seek to distract us from our objectives. Sabi po ni Manalo, we should not allow ourselves to be painted as the aggressors or the violators. Adding that the country's role is doing so is firm. We stand firm on the foundation of international law, categorically reject the excessive claims and aggressive actions by the People's Republic of China dito sa ating West Philippine Sea. Kasi lagi po tayong binabaliktad sa mga Chinese propaganda po, gamit yung kanilang mga binabayaran po dito, pinupunduhan ng mga politiko at mga vloggers para pag-ati-atiin po tayo. Tama ba? Huwag kayong nakikinig sa mga black propaganda po nila. Ayan man lang po mga kababayan. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye. God bless.